explain to you, I'm going to use a compiler which is called as a Repellet. Okay, so once when I click on this link, this window appears, and what happens is I'm going to be asking my computer to save this instruction which I'm going to type. I'm going to ask it to be saved online by giving it a title. And I'm going to click on Repellet. So once I give a title of my own, I'm just going to give a file name so that I can refer to it next time when I come back. And I'm going to click on this Repellet. So after that, it will take me to a window like this. So this window is having 3 different smaller windows to it. Over here, you can see it's like an index where I can see all my files which are being saved, and the middle window which shows my code, and the third window over here, the black screen, is going to show my output. So every program has something called as the input, process, and the output. So input and process happens on this white space, and the output is shown on the black space. It is very simple. Like, can I ask you a question right now? Can you quickly give me an answer? Okay.
Please.
So what is going to be the input, process, and output for making a lime juice or lemonade? What are the inputs required?
Inputting nothing but ingredients you have to give.
Yeah. So you need a lime, right. You need water, you need sugar, right?
And then you have to put it in the mixture.
Yeah, that's called as a process. So after the input is ready, you're going to take that and put it into a jar, and you start mixing it, and you start squeezing the lemons to make the lemonade. So that is the process. And what is the output you're going to do?
We get the juice, right?
Yeah, you're going to serve the juice in a container, and you're going to serve it to whoever you have been asked. So that is the output. The same way, my computer has something called as input, process, output, where all your instructions are going to be written here. And some instructions might be input, some instructions might be used for processing, calculations, that is mainly, or it might be used for printing. Understood? So all that happens on the white space. In some time, I will show you which instruction is for which. But the final output, when you click on the run, but only then you will be able to see it on the output screen. So am I clear with the part of explaining the environment which you're going to use? Can I move ahead?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Now let's come to the rules for writing my instructions. So just now I said a few minutes back, when I want to communicate to you, I communicate in English. So English has a well-defined structure called as a grammar, right? Without my grammar, I will not be able to convey anything to you. If I'm going to make my own grammar and speak to you, it will be gibberish for you. Or if you're going to say, okay, fine, well, I'm going to make my own grammar and you talk to me, it doesn't make sense at all. So we have to coordinate, we have to sit together and we have to decide, see, this is my rule and you have to follow it. Well, I also have to follow it. So then it becomes a well-structured set called as a grammar. The same way, when I'm going to use a programming language, I use certain rules and instructions, which is called as a syntax. Henceforth, if I'm going to say the syntax is wrong, that means the rule has gone wrong somewhere, please correct it. Okay, because I'm going to feed it on a particular place where my instruction is going to be picked and checked if it is following the rules. If the rule is going to be violated, you will not be able to see the end result. Okay, so let's see the first command. For displaying any information or a message. So I'm going to use a command which is in your yellow color, that is the print. So a simple print command is going to help me to print a message on a screen. But what are the rules I need to follow? I need to use the round brackets followed by the quotes. Okay. And the message which is in purple color has to be fixed within the round bracket and the quotes. So this is the syntax. But your purple color is what is going to be coming from your end, that is the programmer's end. If you want to print your name, you're allowed to do it, or you want to print any kind of information, that also is allowed. So let me just show you how the print command works on a Repellet. So I'm just going to use I'm just going to go to Google. This is how you're going to search for Repellet. So you can just click on Repellent and search for any Repellent. So I'm just going to search for Python 3. So it will help me to open a window, which I'm already logged into. And I can just say create Repellent. And it allows me to choose the programming language. So I'm going to choose Python. And here I can rename it as demo and click on Repellent. So it will take me to this particular window where I have shown you. So this is where my files lie, the saved files, and this is my main window where I need to set my instruction. And this is the output screen, which is seen after clicking on run. So the first instruction is all small, print, print, and open the round brackets, and you're going to place your message here. So I'm just going to say a demo section on Python programming is fine. Okay, so this is my instruction. So I'm going to click, once my instruction is being fed onto this window, I need to click on run. So then you will be able to see whatever information is being fed in it is going to be seen on the output section of window only if your syntax is going to be right. Am I clear now?
Yes, you're
Yeah, okay. So let's do one more message. So print, and it already starts giving you, because this is an AI built compiler. So if you want, you can retain it by clicking on the tab. Otherwise, you can just type in your own message. Okay, so for now, I'll just say I love Python, and I'm going to click on the run. So it is going to give me the instruction first. So it is going to run line by line. So the first line says print demo session on Python programming is fun. That is being printed. Second line says I love Python programming. So this was my first instruction. Okay, so the first instruction which we learned was the command statement. Now moving on to the next one. The next one is going to be the input. Now what happens is any program needs the user's data. Everything can't be fixed by the programmer, because the programmer is going to hand over the data to any lame person. So that lame person XYZ needs to type in his own data. For example, if I'm going to use Things app on my phone, it is going to ask me my name, my email address. So if the programmer prefixes it, is it going to be working well for you? Never, right? You will get angry. You will say, who's this XYZ? It's my app and I want to name it with my name. So the reason why we need an input statement is for the user, end user, to feed instructions. And we need a space to be used, like how we are going to store things in our home. So we might use a wardrobe, we might use a cupboard, we might use shelves in the kitchen to store things. Similarly, in a programming language, we need space to take the things from the user, maybe from the keyboard, maybe audio, maybe a photo, whatever data is going to come from the outside world, we need space to store it. So where will we store it is a place called as a variable. So a variable is nothing but it is a named storage location. So how we have cupboards, we have shelves. So we're just going to label it saying that this is X and it is used only for storing your name. Okay, all the names coming in from the user will be pushed into this particular place called as X. Clear? Can I move ahead?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, okay. So I have fixed my name for the storage location. That is my X. And I'm going to use an equal to operator. So equal to operator is going to help me to get the command. Okay, so the input command is going to be input here, followed by the message which the user has to know what is going to come in from the program side. So otherwise he will not understand what he needs to supply. Okay, whether he needs to supply his name, age, email address, that is going to be causing a lot of confusion. So to be very clear to what the user has to type, we need to specify the message saying that please enter your name only. so that the user is very, very specific about what has to be entered in the place X. So X is equal to input, and it has a similar syntax, the grammar of the print statement. That is the opening brackets and the quotes and the message going inside it. So I repeat myself, you have to fix your storage variable, that is X, where you need to store things from the input user coming in from the user, then equal to, then the command which says input, followed by your opening brackets, quotes, and then the message. Okay, let's see how this works on Repellent. So I'm going to my Repellent and I'm going to ask the same thing. So I'm going to fix this X as my variable name. I'm going to put the command as input, open 2 round parentheses, and inside the quotes, I start typing enter your name. Okay, now once I enter your name, let's see how this behaves. Okay, so I'm just going to run the system, this program. So over here, can you see? It says demo, and then it because it's going to be executing line by line. So whatever is being printed from the first line, it starts again printing, and you end up in the last line, that is enter your name. And if you keep a cursor, you will be able to type your name. So if I'm going to say my name is Seema. Okay, my name is Seema, and I'm going to hit an enter. What happens is Seema is going to be taken by the computer, and it is going to be stored in this place where I've shown it as a blue box. So it's going to be dropped inside it. But how do I see it on the screen if Seema has been taken and stored? So what do I do is I'm going to use the same command which is used for displaying. So I'm going to use print, but this time I'm not going to use the quotes, because the quotes help me to print the message as it is. And without the quotes, if I'm going to print anything, that is going to be taking the thing directly from the memory and showing it on my screen. So that is the difference. So you have to remember this is very important rule. Okay, it's a very important syntax. So print without the quotes is going to extract the data from the memory, and it is going to print it. So I'm just going to run this program again, and let's see how it works. So again, it runs from line 1, 2, 3. And at the third point, it stops because it is expecting you to enter something. So let's enter Seema, or let's enter a different name. So I'll enter a name called as John, and let's see how it behaves. So when I say hit enter, can you see it prints whatever is stored in X? But I'm not printing John, but X is already carrying something inside it when I executed the third statement. So third statement, I had pushed a letter or a character or a string, whatever I am supposed to be typing, it's being pushed. So here I'm typed a name. So John is being pushed into the slot or the container X. And from X, I'm going to use the print statement and pull it out and put it on my screen. Okay. So here I have prepared the chatbot saying that, hi, welcome to a demo session. Then I love Python. I'm asking for hi, enter your name. So let's give a message after printing John. So how do I print a message? By separating with a comma, and I can say it's already guessing for me. So let's press a tab. So I say John is a nice name. So your chatbot starts communicating with you, saying John is a nice name. Good. Okay. So let's carry this and run this. So if I say my name is Raj for now. So if I say this, so it says Raj is a nice name. Okay. So this is how the chatbot starts speaking to you. Then you can use a print statement again, and you can have it saying that, how may I help you? Okay. So I can start again running this. So you will be able to see that you have to enter your name again. So I will give the name as Sam now. So Sam, and it says Sam is a nice name. How may I help you? So it's your turn to take the input now. So let's build this as, I'll just give a variable K is equal to, it can be any variable name. You're just declaring it for the storage purpose. So I'll say input. I need to take the input. Input, enter. Okay. How can I learn Python programming? Okay, so it's going to ask how can I, the user is asking, how can I learn Python programming language? Or you can say, do you want to learn? Okay, so let's change that. Do, otherwise it will be a big answer. Do you I'll just reframe it. I want. Yeah, and you can shorten your answer. Yes or no. Okay, so the computer is helping the user to fix a smaller answer, okay, by saying type yes or no. So let's fix this and just run this. So it's asking for the name. So again, I give the name as Sam and say, Sam is a nice name. How may I help you? I want to learn Python programming language. Yes or no? So I say yes. Okay, then you can reply back. The chatbot replies back saying that print. Great. Okay, so please join now to enjoy the journey to learn Python language. Okay, and just run this now. So it's running again from line 1 to 9, and I'm entering the name. So here again, it's asking me for input. So wherever there's input, it stops there. It asks the user for a message and it says great. So please join now to enjoy to learn Python language programming. So this is a small, very tiny chatbot, but chatbots have a lot of things into it. It might have decision-making sentences. It might have looping sentences. It might have data structures in it. So the more it gets trained, the better the chatbot looks. So there are tons of things which can be put and can be learned into this Python programming. But today's demo session is only limited to your print and your input statements. So I hope you enjoyed this session. And I have a last few questions for you. So I want you to answer this. So name the platform used for Python language. Do you remember it? It is called as Repellent. And we did something called as a syntax. Syntax is very similar to your grammar statements. And your print command is used to display messages on the output screen. And how is input different than print? Input stops the program, expects something to be fed by the end user, and then it tries to take that and then it tries to print those messages or make decision based on the input command. Okay, now the last question, what is a variable over here? Just now I said variable is a named storage location. So I'm naming it as X. So X is the named location and the data which is entering into the X box is 10 over here. I hope you enjoyed this session. Yeah, this is the end of the session. Thank you. Yes, sir, I'm done with it.